Good afternoon. It's the 2nd of June, and I'm going to read a gospel passage from the lectionary today, which may speak to us in some way about the situation that's going on in the world today that's concerning many of us. It's Mark chapter 12 and verse 13. Later they sent some of the Pharisees and the Herodians to Jesus to catch him in his words. They came to him and said, "Teacher, we know you are a man of integrity. You aren't swayed by men, because you pay no attention to who they are, but you teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. Is it right to pay taxes to Caesar or not? Should we pay or shouldn't we?" But Jesus knew their hypocrisy. "Why are you trying to trap me?" he asked. "Bring me a denarius and let me look at it." They brought the coin and he asked them, "Whose portrait is this and whose inscription?" "Caesar's," they replied. Then Jesus said to them, "Give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's." And they were amazed at him. Now, we knew that it would take something quite big to overthrow the headlines in terms of replacing the coronavirus with something else, but that big event are the sad and worrying events that have been going on in the United States in these previous days, and particularly the unlawful killing of George Floyd. It is no wonder that there is a huge response to this in terms of both peaceful and violent protest. And we need to pray for peace. We need to pray for a solution. We need to pray that those in authority will listen and that things will change in that society. In Jesus' time, there were similar things going on with a Roman authority who were often quite draconian when it came to revolts and rebellions. They brought much peace to the nation of Israel, but there were also times when they acted unlawfully and wrongly. Sometimes governments don't make the right decisions and they make right choices when it comes to situations like this. And it's quite right to speak out when an attempt to deal with violence is being meted out with violence itself. A peaceful response is always the right response. What Jesus was trying to say in this passage was, in response to being caught, trying to be caught out by the religious leaders, he said, look, this government, this authority is here. You need to respect it. The state is ordained by God. Without the laws of state, life would be chaos. We need to have government. And in the case of America, this is somebody who's been elected. He was also saying that we cannot accept all the benefits that the state gives without taking some responsibility. That was the first thing he wanted to say. If taxes are owed to Caesar, give them to Caesar. But he also said, whatever is due to God, we are to give to God. And the final authority, in Jesus' case, was God himself. And there are times when it is right to speak out against what is going on in a particular situation and to say, no, this is the wrong way of dealing with it, as Jesus did. We cannot separate our religious beliefs from our political beliefs in that sense. Jesus spoke a lot about situations that were going on in the world at the time. So most of all, we need to pray. We need to pray for the government to make good choices and right choices. We should speak out when we feel that things are not right, are not just, and are not fair, and are not honouring to God. And if we need to protest, we do so peacefully, but we try to listen. Whatever the type of protests that are going on, we need to listen to find out what is going on beneath this. What's really at the heart of this? It is a situation where fairness and justice need to be worked out. Even if that involves a lot of negotiation, a lot of discussion, we need to pray for fairness and justice and an end to racism in every society. So let's pray for the family of George Floyd. Let's pray for his community. Let's pray for every section of that society and our own society, that through this very difficult time, that peace may be brought about, but change too may come, that equality and justice and fairness may be given to all.